And welcome back, folks, to Swain Batty League. We are in week 4 of the regular season, and we're about to hit you with Game 3. I'll be casting tonight, 30, and joined by me is Sasquatch. How you doing?
Hey, Lamau. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I am doing Lamau as well.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
So like a lot of the games tonight, because we're coming in on the home stretch of the regular season. It's a very short one, only 5 weeks this season. Every game kind of matters for this second seed now. First seed was just locked in by Fizz on Your Jace earlier tonight. We got on the blue side Joey's top lane Emporium there, 2-1 on the season, going up against Tilted Forward on the red side, and they are 1-2 on the season. So basically, it's Tilted Forward. If they want to stay in the race here, they got to win tonight. Otherwise, I believe Joey's top lane Emporium might locks
in that second seed. Yeah,
because they have the tie breaker against Dank by Mom.
correct.
A lot on the line. Looks like we got full lineups too, which is always exciting. No subs. And we're starting. We're going fast here. Skarner, Zyra bands already for from top lane Emporium. And oh man, so let me guess. Darius ban here.
I don't know. You know, this could go either way. What's this? A Kindred ban against Dubdrum. Wow, that is a big respect ban right there.
Has he been playing it?
Not that I'm aware of. Wow, they leave the Darius open with the Sivir ban.
Okay. Yeah, so they played the Sivir comp last week, and they played it really well in conjunction with pretty much all the champions they had. They had a really nice Sivir composition last week, so they didn't want to face that. But yeah, like you said, they leave up Darius, one of Mad Cow's most played champions.
Okay, so we know Blab played Lissandra last week.
Oh yeah.
In the top lane to some success. So do you think that what that's Lissandra takeaway is kind of going along with that?
Yeah, I mean Thor played it last season as well to some pretty good success, and it really all of their team comps this season seems to be like sort of go in, press R, let's just Wombo combo them and win this team fight in a very short amount of time. And Lissandra plays to that motto, and yeah, I think the takeaway for both the flex from Renai and Thrifty is pretty solid, very solid first pick in my opinion. Joey's top lane.
Yeah, and we see the second ban on Joey's top lane Emporium was actually the Zyra ban. That was also a respect ban away from Thrifty Senpai. So I know, they're kind of slowly but surely working the champ pool, maybe throwing on something different, something they maybe aren't as comfortable as on. Do you see Renai circulation going back onto like a Scion here, or do you think he's going to bring out another pocket pick for the top lane damage pool?
I hope he does that. And just going off the interview I had with him last week, his team seems to have really found their identity when they run more damage threats than two. Basically,
Correct.
The ADC and Thrifty being those. So I really do hope that he pulls that. They are red side, so I think they might actually just leave that counter pick up to Blab in the top lane, because they actually get to wait out and see whether Lissandra is going to be flexed.
I'm interested to see what comes out in this rotation for Joey's top lane Emporium, because they haven't taken their top laner yet. And we know Darius is still on the table. Not something Blab is known to play, so I'm not concerned that they're going to pick it away. So Ezreal, Taric. It's a very defensive bot lane.
Yeah, that is very defensive. Ezreal is a comfort pick for Albino Joe. Usually, I think really defaults that after Jhin, and Jhin is left open, so he's not going with that extreme comfort pick. His usual go-to there. Ghost 32 picking the Taric. Obviously, it's going over to Scotch or not.
Do you think this is Joey's top lane Emporium saying, "Hey, we're gonna throw something very passive in the bot lane and carry from the top lane"? Do you think that's kind of what the feel they're gonna put on this game? Let the mid laner and let the top laner carry and just get on something really safe in bot and get through the laning phase, or?
Yeah, no, that might be a pretty good strategy here. Lissandra, it doesn't really matter where she goes. If she goes top or mid, it's a very gankable lane. So I assume they're going to snowball whoever is playing that Lissandra.
Does Mad Cow play Lissandra?
I don't know. See, doing some research from Mad Cow, he has a very focused champ pool. I mean, I assume because he is a very good player mechanically, he can probably pick up champions very quickly. but he really, really likes to play the champions he plays. And I don't know how deep this goes. Is he just going to pick the Darius? Maybe Tilted Forward has a whole composition lined up around the base into the Darius pick. I mean, Brahm's very good into it. Misfortune could maybe keep some range. Karthus picked up though. Well, has to be going to Thrifty, right? I mean,
there's has to be going to Thrifty. Yeah. And I like this. It's a very, it kind of counteracts the go in press R strat, you know. But they don't opt for the Darius. They actually go with the Graves pick again, which netted him a pentakill last week.
Yeah, how could I forget getting dicked down by Graves? Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Graves is open. Good luck, Tilted Forward.
Feels bad, man.
Go forth and face Mad Cow's Graves. Okay, so at least pick again for Ghost. He might have played. I think he played Zac one week, but every other week so far, I believe he has played Elise. So very comfort pick for him. Very strong early ganker. So yeah, obviously we're gonna either see him going to gank for the Graves or Lysandra, and yeah, like you said, I think this is like Albino Joke and Scotch. Just hold your own down there, farm it out, don't die.
Oh, this is the Blab special. The Velcott is a Blab special. We know all about this, but they go for the Swain. Now this is interesting. The Swain Lysandra matchup, I think, is going to be very. I don't see that being very aggressive. You know, you don't really kill Swain pre-6. You know, it's going to be interesting to see if that top lane's a whole lot of anything. Or excuse me, the Graves Swain matchup.
Yeah,
Lysandra. But I don't really know if there's going to be a whole lot of action up there. I mean, Matt Cow always seems to attract action wherever he goes, no matter what he's playing. But whether he wants it or not.
Yeah, I mean, Karthus. I mean, yeah, he's his weakest in the early game. He only has flash for that escape, so you'd have to imagine the Lysandra and Elise combo. A lot of pressure would probably be put towards Thrifty to keep his CS numbers down. But the thing is, every time he plays Karthus, he always comes out on top in CS. He finds such a magical way to balance staying safe and CSing. And he just sort of gives pressure with his ultimate at level 6. So he's just going to probably farm it out.
Skittles, man. Skittles.
Very good Skittle management.
Very good Skittle management. You know, and really, and that is something that attests to Thrifty Senpai. You know, he can pick these off meta picks that are really comfort picks for him that shouldn't. I'm not gonna say shouldn't do anything, but that should do very little. And he takes these and he does more with them than the average person would. You know, so it's interesting to see what because both teams to an extent have this press R win fight comp. You know, Albino Joe and Thor and Mad Cow all have these ults that really impact the team fight in a large way. It's a lot of damage, a lot of AoE zone. But then you have Thrifty Senpai, Madam Stripe, Dubdrum, and Kiss Shot, who all have kind of AoE damage, displacement, fear. You know, it's going to be a lot of, I think, really crazy team fights. I think we're going to see some really chaotic team fights. So,
yeah, I think that's really, and that's what they did last week too. Just putting Madam Stripe on this really comfort Misfortune. He played really well on it, I thought. I wouldn't actually be surprised if he creates some advantages of his own in this lane. If Scotch and Albino Joe don't play as safely as they might not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
Something to note though, we have one TP per team. We have a mid lane TP and a top lane. It was a mid lane for Joey's top lane Emporium and a top lane TP for Tilted Forward. Mad Cow opted for the Ignite. So I think that tells you that he really wants to kill the Swain. You know, the ultimate's not going to save him. The heal's not going to save him. He's going to ignite you and put you in the ground. So that's going to be interesting to watch. And then Thrifty Senpai going for the exhaust is also kind of an interesting choice.
That is interesting. Do you think they'd put Mad Cow in mid lane?
It's one of those you wish kind of things. That would be hilarious, but I honestly doubt it. I think Mad Cow is too endowed in his ways in the top lane. Because in mid lane you can get ganked from two sides, not just one. Who'd have thought?
Hello, sorry. Cat. I got cat management. If Thrifty's good at Skittles management, I got cat management to do.
Yeah.
Cats. Gotta love them.
Gotta love them. I'm interested to see what Dub does on this Hecarim. We know Dub to be a very gank focused jungler, and I'm interested to see if he pulls that out here. If Mad Cow is a very aggressive playstyle. If he extends to top too many times, maybe we're going to see a few ganks up there, and who knows?
Yeah, that could definitely be. So going into this, put it on the line. Who do you think comes out on top? Who wins this game?
I want to see the upset. I want to see the pentakill Karthus ults. That's what I'm in it to win it with the Karthus. So I'd say Tilted Forward takes this game only because Karthus is a love. Karthus is life. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of bias just from a player perspective. I would want Tilted Forward to win here. But
I do. Go ahead.
As far as this, and if I were to be objective and look at these team comps and to look at how both of these teams have played so far in the season, I mean, Tilted Forward, they're on an upswing, right? They came off a really good win last week. Mad Cow is Mad Cow. He's playing Graves, and you're not safe. I don't know, man.
I know the Graves doesn't do it for me in this game. I really don't see Graves having a large impact unless he gets hella fed like he did last week. Because you run into a Braum, a Karthus, it's a lot of slows, it's a lot of stuns. I don't see Graves really thriving in this kind of a team comp, But I do think in a 5-team environment, Taric is superior to Braum. Only because if you line up that ult really well, you can fight an entire team fight's rotation without taking any damage. So yeah. I think team comp wise, I give it to JTLE, but the Karthus dream is alive. So
yeah, no, I think I have to share that sentiment. Now that I think about it, yeah, I mean, when Taric rework came out on the scene, and we actually started seeing him in pro play, he was almost always picked as a Vlad counter because Vlad also was really popular in the meta, and you can basically negate all of the ultimate damage because
Correct.
It's so delayed. I mean, now that you bring it up, Karthus ult, once again, kind of delayed.
Correct.
If Scotchanaut manages this ult, there's a lot of damage. In MF ult, there's a lot of damage he can just negate and probably win team fights straight off that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I totally agree. I think this is Tilted Forward's game here, but we'll have to see. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a great match. Probably the best match of the night.
Tilted Forward's game or JTLE's game?
Tilted Forward's game. I think they're going to win. But
okay.
At the end, I just want to watch some good League of Legends. I think these teams are going to bring it tonight.
No Graves pentakills, please. Please. We've seen enough.
Yeah.
Let the children live.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Who am I kidding? Let's just morph and eat them.
I think our mid lane's gonna be the lane to watch. I think the Thor versus Thrifty Senpai matchup is gonna be a large portion of what sways this game. If Thrifty gets ahead, we know how snowbally Karthus can be when he's ahead. I mean, his ult hits for a crud ton of damage, and just he's an output machine when it comes to damage. But Thor, if he gets ahead, one-shotting Madam Stripe, there's nothing they have that can really prevent that from happening. So,
yeah, it's a lot of what ifs this game. It's gonna come down to some of these players waiting on their ultimates, really, using them at the exact right time in these team fights. I know you briefly touched on it, but Dubjum on the Hecarim, you said you were excited to see this as well, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, Dubjum, I really like the style where it's really gank heavy and just snowball your lanes, and that's what he's done. And I think that's what the team identity should be for this team. Just stay the top side and get Vlad and 50 going. And Hecarim's really the champ to do that. And he might actually go off this game, Dubjum. He might come into lanes and actually just pick up the kills, go that early Triforce, and I think a lot of the champions on JTLE can't stand up against a really fed Hecarim.
Ooh, Thrifty going in, really playing aggressively.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of trades back and forth in the mid lane here.
But you see, Thrifty's the one initiating the trades.
Yeah.
So Thor's trading back very well, but it's all in reaction to Thrifty playing in front of the minion wave. I got Madam Strike missing the double up right there.
Oof.
That double up, Misfortune in lane is the double up damage can sway that so far in your favor.
Oh, Mad Cow going
Oh,
up. Almost with the kill, the ignite, and
That's
the
a good
Q
flash.
damage is not going to be enough.
if he had bounced it off the wall, that'd have been a kill.
Yeah. But yeah, Mad Cow, he was looking for it. He's very well versed in the ignite top lane and almost picks up the early first blood for himself on this Graves, but he's gonna set an early back for
Ghost is
Renai
making his way
circulation.
mid.
Maybe not. He hasn't backed yet.
He started
Probably
trying
just
to
gonna
his
pick up this
recall,
wave
so
and then
yeah, saw the wave.
Oh, Graves is really pushed up though, and he might be disrespecting the Hecarim gank. He actually works the try, but Dub Jump's coming through the river. I don't know if there can be any follow-up on the sway, but the Cocoon lands on a 50 Senpai. Thor's going in. Defile is going. Flash out of 50 Senpai to stay alive, and then flash out of Mad Cow in the top to stay alive as well.
Did burn Mad Cow summoners, so you know Renai Circulation has the TP advantage now in the top lane there because Mad Cow's down both of the sums. So he could freeze the lane right here. He actually could do a lot of damage to Mad Cow. If he doesn't have flash, he can't play as aggressive as he would normally like.
Yeah, Dub Jump would pretty much just set up the tent up there.
Also in the mid lane now, you have a flashless Karthus. You know, it's the same thing with him. He can't realistically go past half point with Lissandra still having flash. You flash stun Cocoon if they play that right. That's a dead first blood thrifty. So
yeah, and actually no flash is gone for Ghost or Thor there. So yeah, the return gank would be very, very strong. Pretty much a guaranteed kill. No CS leads really amassing for anyone so far. Early call for Mad Cow there on the Graves makes sense. Probably just gonna try to farm it out safely now. Maybe might be able to. Yeah, it looks like he got the wave frozen in a good spot up there.
I find interesting. That's not really Mad Cow's style. The cull, the going for the farm heavy lane. We've never seen that out of him. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how this affects his playstyle because we've always seen Mad Cow. Oh, that's
What?
done. What on earth? Earth to Scotch?
Yeah, you know he's just warming it up.
Oh, here we go.
Cocoon lands the E, claw in for Thor. Flash from Thor to get into range a little bit further, but
That was a good.
yeah, first blood going over to Ghost there.
A good exhaust. It stopped a lot of the execution damage from Elise, but it just unfortunately wasn't enough.
Oh, I think Thor might have been trying to flash and body block actually his escape route. So that might have been smart, yeah. But like we said, pretty much a guaranteed kill coming back into the mid lane. So first blood going over to Joey's top lane Emporium, going over to Ghost on Elise here.
Yeah, I think Thor might have just fat fingered his flash there. Just rewatched it, and it doesn't look like there was had anything to do with the actual play. I think he just stuffed his hand on the keyboard and managed to snag it.
Yeah, it looks really awkward.
He unfortunately has the track record for doing that, so he does it at least once or twice every SBL season. So it'd make number 2 for him.
Yeah, I actually think he said he did it in the match against my team too. So
Yeah.
wow. Huh. Interesting.
Lots of first blood worth.
Oh yeah. Ghost
We have yet
looking.
to see one of these Taric stuns to really make a difference. I'm interested to see if Scotch is gonna make some of these impactful stuns, or if they're just using it as a zoning tool.
Yeah, you have to imagine that's maybe what he's going for. I don't think there's any kill pressure at all right now in this bottom lane. But Thrifty and Dubjum, they see Ghost in a pretty bad spot. He flashes up again though on Elise. He flashes towards his mid lane tower, but he gets knocked back by Ghost. The damage of Dubjum on Hecarim's gonna do
Oh
so
my
much.
goodness.
And a spider comes down for the kill there, but now Mad Cow's in the back line. Stun comes on to the 50 Senpai, now he's down. Mad
Got the
Cow
TP
take a
coming
bunch
in.
of defile damage. The Skittles are landing. Will he juke it? Oh! And he will. He'll survive. Health pot taking Dubjum.
Oh.
Gotta run out of the blue side jungle and escape with his life. Most likely not, actually. This is getting sketchy now. Renai Circulation's coming over. Ult goes down to Dubjum, and he's gonna get the kill. Claw away. Thor with the style.
Just gets the claw right before the snare lands. Was well played.
So yeah, 2 for 1 at the end of the day in favor of Joey's top lane Emporium. Looked really good. They caught out Ghost there at the beginning with that out on Elise, but man, that double snare from Thor there over the wall with Mad Cow coming in from behind with all that juicy.
But you saw
Graves
immediately that communication was on point. Immediately when that fight started, when they were waiting for Ghost to come out of his rappel, Mad Cow was already halfway down the river. So I mean, he rotated quickly, and you saw Sword and Mace just a little bit slow. Not Sword and Mace, Renai Circulation. A little bit slow on the rotate there. You know, he needs TP'd right away, but the channel time's too long. I used to Sword and Mace playing Swain. Good for myself out.
The resident Swain player.
The resident Swain player. Him and Cruise Master just are resident Swain experts.
Yeah, and it's so fitting, right? This is probably the first season where Swain is a really, really viable pick.
I'm honestly surprised. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen any Vlad. You know, like even though he wasn't as good as at first, you know, I'm surprised I didn't see like a tilt pick coming out for people here. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because if you actually get ahead on that, it's super hard to try to fight him. Like he just basically takes over the game. But yeah, he's kind of a little feast or famine there, so maybe a lot of risk involved in the SBL picking that. But so far, you know, it's only 1,000 gold lead right now for Joey's top lane for him, but the unseen Karthus is the deadly as he comes in for the gank, but nothing burned for the bot lane from top lane for him.
And you really would have liked to see Kishak go a little harder right there. A little bit late on the follow-up. He had all ults up and all stuns available to them.
He's playing the Swain dance. He's going in on Graves, and the ult comes through. Once again, Renai Circulation with the corrupting pot to stay alive. What, he only has a health crystal?
I want to see how much health he lived with right there.
Wow, that was you know, he dodged the Q damage against the wall there, and he walked around. He kept him in the spot. Got the never move.
9 HP.
9 HP?
9 HP.
Oh man, this game would be totally different if Mad Cow got that early first blood in the kill right there.
Yeah, that double up just did half of Albino Joe's HP. Oh yeah, TP coming in.
Yeah, for Joey's top lane for him. There's 4 down here in the bottom lane, but the camera goes back on the Mad Cow. Karthus ult is channeled. Rom ult to try to disengage the fight. 50's gonna pick Mad Cow off on the top side of the map, and the Taurik ult might come out a little. Oh, it actually did. It negated.
Yeah, they actually traded. They traded 1 for 1 there because Dub got Mad Cow really low in the top lane, and Thrifty was able just to pick that up. The Taurik ults definitely helped them in the bot lane there, but it didn't matter for Mad Cow, who's up on the island up top. So.
Yep. Yeah, 1 for 1, and also 1 for 1 neutral effective here. Ocean Drake going over to Joey's top lane for him, and Rift Shield going over to the forward.
And JTLE knows this is happening. That pink ward spotting Thrifty at the Rift Herald, and looks like Thor's starting to move over. Is he wanting to try to stop this, or?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That was a good attempt though. Why not? Why not check it? You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I mean, who do you think got the better trade out of that? You know, they got the Rift buff on Renai Circulation, who's 0/0/0, but they managed to get the Water Drake and the Ocean Drake's. I mean, that's a good dragon.
Yeah, and I think the fact that
like
they're getting a lot of free mid tower damage, I think Joey's top lane for him is coming out ahead on this.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not convinced a lot by the Swain picking up that Rift Herald buff. But
I think overall JTLE got a better value out of that trade.
Yeah, I guess
they're trading the bot lane tower.
It'll help put Mad Cow in line. I guess Blab, now that he has the rod or the Catalyst of Aeons, what the fuck? When did this? What? When did this happen? Did you know this?
Aeons? That it's called Catalyst of Aeons?
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was called of Aeons. I knew it was a Catalyst.
Yeah. When did that happen?
I don't know.
Man,
Riot's drunk as fuck.
I don't even know this game anymore. It's so different.
I don't even know you anymore.
God, I have the most abusive relationship with this game. Because just right when I think I'm getting out, like Overwatch came out, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm full-time Overwatch now. And now
you just come crawling
I'm
back.
Here. Look at this. I'm
you
back.
Just come crawling back.
Yeah.
You are weak, 30.
I know. Oh man.
Mad Cow just wants this.
Oh yeah,
but he's actually getting traded on pretty hard.
Yeah, Dub Jump though, he is in here for the gank, and they're gonna pick up Mad Cow, so good bait out of a nice circulation, and some good teamwork coming from Dub Jump.
And that's what we were talking about. We're talking about Mad Cow's aggressive style, and it's biting him in the butt right here. He thinks he's got the kill on Sword and Mace, uses his dash aggressively towards him, and right then you see Dub turning on the fucking thrusters and just all ins,
Yep. Oh, and they laid down some good damage on that tier 1 top lane, but they're not able to take the tower right now. Yeah, and Mako didn't have flash there, so he was playing pretty far ahead without a flash there. He did have a ward in the try that just expired, so he saw the gank coming, but I mean, once you were committed to that, I think Renai's circulation, he landed with that for sure, right?
Yeah. And I mean, what I find pretty interesting is if you look at now our CS numbers, Mad Cow and Renai's circulation, very close. Junglers within 2 CS, mid laners within 1 wave or 1.5 waves. Bot lane right neck and neck. In terms of CS, everybody's staying really neck and neck of each other. It's just these couple of skirmishes that have kind of decided how these lanes are going.
Yeah, it's still just a little under 1,000 gold lead for top lane for him. So I mean, this is really anyone's game right now. First brick has actually not happened so far.
Yeah, and I mean, if you do look, the mid tower is less than a quarter health. So I think if
Thrifty
goes
going
down,
in, Defile is down, exhaust comes out, but goes in the wings. He's gonna pick up that easy kill on the 50 Senpai. Dubdum trying to avenge his death here, and the card result comes out, but will Thor die? And he does
there you go.
not. But he's gonna pick up the kill on Ghost. So.
I mean, Dub can push this mid tower now, or do you think he? First brick's going down.
Yeah, it looks like so in the bot lane, we didn't see that on stream, but yeah, bot lane for Tilted Forward pushed out the bot lane for Joey's top lane for him, and they're gonna pick up the first brick here. Oh, 650 solo gold going over to the MF. Miss Fortune's in a very good spot right now. I assume he's gonna back. Madam Stripe is a very good spot, I should say. I assume he's gonna pick up that Essence Reaper.
Yeah, so it's exactly what I thought. Madam Stripe got the double up on Albino Joe, and then hit him with the ult.
And he's dead.
And he's dead.
Yeah, nice circulation. Just winning that trade outright, and it looked like Mad Cow didn't even understand the calculations there because he stayed and fought.
But that shows you these solo lanes, they really get impacted, and especially when you have somebody who's as aggressive as Mad Cow. I don't think he has a way of turning off his aggressive playstyle, and right there it bit him in the butt.
Yeah, and now it's a gold lead for Tilted Forward going back. The first break, elevating them into the gold lead.
And I mean, you have to give it to Renai's circulation. There was 2 times that he got out with sub 100 health, and now he turns around and solo kills Mad Cow here. So you give him props for hanging through the early game with that ignite. That's what it matters the most, is those pre-6 levels, and at level 10 turns around and gets that.
Yep. I mean, and really, as far as the storylines go, as far as the season goes, this is really the first match for Mad Cow that we've seen him in this position, really.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he adjusts. He's used to being ahead and fed and carrying the game, and I wonder if this Graves pick was a little, I'm not going to say disrespectful, but I think just because it worked last week doesn't mean it works this week, You had that Darius open. Darius into Swain is not a horrible matchup if you know how to play it, and Mad Cow knows how to play it, so it makes me wonder if they'd have been better off going with something else, or if this pentakill on Graves kind of,
Yeah, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Well, I guess, yeah.
But I mean, no, that's an alright sentiment to have, but in best of ones, man, you pick for whatever's best in the game, In a
Correct.
best of series, that has more merit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like so Ghost and Thor, they were trying to roam around. They went to the top side looking for a gank. Spotted out by a ward though. Dubjum was up there for the counter gank as well. So yeah, they're roaming together, looking for a pick, trying to create an opening for an objective take. They see this.
I mean, this
Drake's
really nice. Drake's really nice for Hecarim. This air Drake, I mean, that only helps them.
That's true, yeah. They're gonna trade the dragon for this first tower here, but you got all 4 members for Tilted Forward coming in from the backside, but Lissandra and Ghost, or Lissandra and Elise, they might be out there.
Got
the
slow.
Wall of Pain hits though. Thor's gonna claw over the wall, but he's gonna beat him with nice circulation in the Baron pin. Now, nice circulation, he's low. Graves ult comes out,
and
but once
he lived
again,
again.
doesn't kill with nice circulation.
Corrupting
What the
Pot
hell?
MVP.
Oh, Taric ult comes out, but the MF ult comes out after it's done, and that Taric ult is gone, so there goes Thrifty by picking up the kill there. 2 for 0 so far for Tilted Forward.
That Corrupting Pot's doing hella work this game.
Yeah.
That is
wow.
the third time it has saved Renai Circulation's life.
Yeah. That, I mean, just even when you play against that in any League of Legends game, that's just, it's a little bit tilted, right? Because you feel like you're doing everything right.
He has to be tilted. Like, that has to be tilting him. I don't know any human that's played League of Legends that wouldn't be tilted right now. I mean, this is the third time you have all-in a Swain and gotten him sub 100 health, and he's lived because of a Corrupting Pot tick. I mean, I'd be tilting off the face of the earth right now.
Yeah.
He's got the blue deny, so they stole away the enemy blue. Everything's going for him right now. That really, that swung. They got that mid tower off of that push. A lot of gold that just fluctuated in the favor of TIF.
Yeah, now the biggest gold lead so far of this game, and yeah, Tilted Forward, they're really showing off their teamwork and macro this game. Is they seem really cohesive as a unit. They all went to Dragon right away, burned it down. The call was clear. We rotate out mid, and yeah, denying the blue is always good, and then just taking that top tower, perfectly uncontested. And Madam Stripes just on the bot side of the map. He just farmed it out. He's gotta answer the mid push here from Thor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you had told me that this game Mad Cow would be 1-3 with a cull first item, I think I'd have laughed at you. But this game has not gone his way, honestly. I think that's part of, we were talking about it, part of that aggressive mindset that's really been hurting him.
Yeah, he's just dead even in CS pretty much, and 1-3 definitely means he's not in a position right now to carry the game. He still has some opportunity to farm it out here, get some more AD items on this Graves here. Double jump, checking the try push, but he sees Scotch and goes and immediately also away, and the Tarkstone's gonna land though. Mad Cow laying down the Graves damage. Kiss hot underlane, he comes in with the shield and blocks a lot of the damage. MF ult comes out just to chunk out top lane Emporium, and now they have to run back, but they're gonna pick up the tier 1 top tower.
Oh.
Meanwhile, on the bot side, Albino Joe, he's in a sticky spot. He's gonna flash over the wall. Yeah.
Where are you going, young child?
Yeah, he is deep behind enemy lines, but I don't think they're gonna really. Oh, jump. He recalled, and he's.
Hey, there's a 4-man top push on this tier 2 right now. He's wasting a lot of time.
Yeah. They devoted a lot of resources to kill Albino Joe, but they're gonna lose 2 towers for it.
I don't know. I don't know about that. A little bit of lapse of concentration there. Dub really did not need to go after him.
Well, actually, so for nice circulation, he's actually outside, but yeah, teleport gets answered by Thor. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's gonna be a tower advantage, or at least 2 towers taken.
They engage from Dub
Yeah, Taric comes out right now. Might be a little too early because Arthur's ult is still up. Ghost looking for the wall to flash over, and he does. The Skittle lands, picking up the kill. Skittles. So 2 dead for top lane Emporium.
Is this a Baron?
This is a Baron call for Tilted Forward right now.
I mean, I love this Baron call. Yeah, the Mad Cow's dead, Ghost is dead. I mean, JTLE know this is happening.
Oh!
Dub! Oh! Thrifty!
Oh! No! Thor comes in for the Baron pin! It's devastation! Double kill for Thor!
It's a
Triple
tragedy!
kill! Baron! The
Not
best
like
teammate top lane Emporium could ever have. Albino Joe with nice circulation going at it! And Albino Joe comes out ahead. The Corrupting Pot won't save you today for nice circulation. And wow, what we thought was a great Baron call turned out really badly.
This is why I'm not Diamond. That's a good Baron. Get 4 for Ode.
Man, see, the Ezreal ult really fucked shit up. It got dubbed up so low. He had to back out. They traded off Ergo to Thrifty.
I don't know what Thrifty was doing. He stood in there and solo tanked the Baron shots for 3 shots. I don't know what he was doing. And then the Thor with the good E in and self ults and.
Oh, dub jump going a little too hard here.
Does Joey go down?
Yep.
Ghost just repels to negate the damage. Nope.
Wait, does that actually?
Yeah, repel negates Karth Assault.
But he's not invulnerable. He's just untargetable. Right?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
you can repel Caitlyn ult. I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe someone in Twitch chat can help us out with that interaction. It looked like he lost a little bit of health, but not Karth's damage.
Where's our resident?
Elite players.
Come on.
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
fill us in.
Bromq lands on the Scotchonaut. The passive is gonna get popped.
Ooh.
He's gonna get killed for free in mid lane. Just pushed out a little too far ahead. Thor behind Rainbow, maybe looking for an in right now. Phantom Stripe, Interact are kind of exposed in the back line right now.
If he had to go in that choke point.
Yep. Without Scotchonaut, their manly support player, they decide to not go in at that choke point. And now the Dragon.
You mean their fabulous support player?
He's fabulous support player. Yeah, it looks like an easy Drake actually, but it goes back into the pit. Mountain Drake right now.
Oh my goodness, for nice circulation.
Yeah, Thor has the self ult. He has the flash.
I don't know about that flash, perfectly honest.
Yeah, and he's gonna get taken down. Madfeld was in mid lane.
Can we get a boosted in Twitch chat for that flash? I think that deserves a boosted.
Jamin Justin in Twitch chat. I think I agree with you. I don't think it stops Karth Assault. It is.
But I rewatched it again, and he's missing no health after the Karth Assault. At least not as much as he should be missing. So.
Well, okay. So
I don't know.
Okay, I got two people then saying it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's in the past, but back now he is a little deep right now.
Don't know what he's doing back there.
Wow, he actually did a lot of damage out of Map Shape and
was that a rage ignite on Dubjump right there, or did he ignite the wrong person? Because Dubjump's half HP and he was ignited.
I think that was a misclick there.
Okay, I was gonna say that was either a misclick or a rage ignite.
Oh yeah, so confirmed. Yeah, it actually does 100% negate it.
Okay, cool. Ha! I'm not boosted.
So let's evaluate. Yeah, let's.
Karthus is huge. I mean,
the Karthus zone.
He is way beyond the Karthus zone.
Well, I think once what does he going? Death cap or Void Staff?
I think that's a death cap.
Death cap. I think
it could be Ludens.
Death cap.
It could be Ludens. I don't know if Ludens is a standard build on Karthus, but it could be Ludens or death cap. Those are both items that build into it. So.
Yeah. Oh. Boom. Minions.
Yep, that tower was like less than 30 HP, so
yep, that makes
that's
sense.
Earlier Renai Circulation TP'd on earlier to save it, and I was kind of wondering if that was worth it, but it ends up going down eventually anyway.
So sub 1,000 gold lead for tilted forward. Yeah, Hecarim ult comes out.
What a stun!
Nice double stun out of Scotch to stop the engage. Tills 4, they have 4 strong in the mid lane area. Nice execution. He has to teleport up, so he's going to split bottom, but they're looking for the catch on the 50 Senpai. Phantom Strike channels the MF ult to try to disengage. Now they go back under the back out. He goes down, Thrifty, unstoppable. Now the Karth Assault is going to come out, but it's going to maybe get
it's going to be after the Tarkle!
Oh, it's after the Tarkle!
That timing!
Triple kill!
Oh, he still gets tagged by the bomb!
Auto attack happens. Boom! Scotch's going to get traded, and that's an ace for tilted forward, only losing 2 members.
The timing of the ult from Scotch was just off, just a smidge. You saw the ult wear off right before the Karthus ult hit.
Yeah.
That was such a close margin for error, but he just misses it by a hair, really.
Yeah,
and then the flash from Yep, and then the flash from Albino Joe still gets tagged by the Bromq, and there were nice circulation flashing after that. I mean, just the smallest of errors that turn a 3 for nothing into an ace for nothing, you know? Or ace for 1 or whatever, what the trade was.
Yeah, 5 for 2 at the end of the day, and so it, once again, only back to a 3k gold lead for tilted forward. They're tied up in towers, they have a Drake advantage, but I mean, Joey's top lane Emporium, they're sticking in here. They're definitely not out of it yet, but you gotta question as this game goes on. Tilted Forward's lineup really scales well into these 5v5 fights. Now they're baiting in the Baron River. Never move. Not able to land on anyone. The jig is up.
I want to ask you something dirty. That last fight, what was Mad Cow doing?
Mad Cow, well, I think he was going for the assassination play on the Thrifty, right? Trying to
He
take
got
him out
knocked,
early.
got knocked right from behind and just blown the fuck up.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero impact that fight. And is that the? Are we seeing the Mad Cow weakness right now? Are we seeing the Immortal Man bleed for the first time? We've talked about how he's this force to be reckoned with, but this game he is absolutely non-existent. He is 1-6.
Yeah.
Is this how you counter him?
What was the counter? Just corrupting pot? Like survive and bring it all in? Like
you start corrupting pot and you win the game.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, yeah, the Dub Jump was there early in the lane, and they caught an overextended Mad Cow. I just don't think Mad Cow was up to snuff this week. He might have seemed a little overconfident on the Graves. I think that's what I really have to attribute it to.
I'm really not liking these Dub Jump engages on the sole Taric. It's happened twice now. He's gone full ham onto Taric, using ult and everything, and just gets stunned and walks out, you know?
Yeah.
I think he needs to be picking his engages on the people that don't have the stun right in front of them.
Yeah, he's been a little overreaching on some of these engages. But yeah, we got Thor in the bot. He's really pushed out pretty far. He has that teleport up. Nice circulation does it, but he gets caught out trying to take the wrong way from his team, and the flashes come out from his team to try to defend him and keep him alive. Wow.
That was a very hyphy flash from Thrifty Senpai. You do not want to be using your flash like that as Karthus.
Yeah, that was a little bold. I mean, you gotta. I really like that though, because
I respect it. I don't agree with it.
That shows how much their team was willing to keep their member alive. That really shows unity. They were like, bro, I got you. We'll defend you right at the spot.
You fucked up, but I'll bail you out.
Okay, so towers traded. Tier 2 towers were traded at the end of the day.
Something Synapse brought up in Twitch chat. Scotch actually forewent. So he forewent getting his locket and finishing his locket.
Actually, Kiss he's actually caught out right now. Taric Sun lands. Albino Joe is trying to lay down the last bit of damage on the Kiss off, but he hasn't died yet. But now Thrifty, he's getting ganked up.
Don't you wish you had your flash?
Yeah, Karthus gets channeled, but I don't. Oh wow! Oh! What the?
Whoa! Holy cow! What was that damage?
What?
That Deathfire touch on steroids. What the hell?
Yeah, that's Deathfire touch, folks.
God
Hard
almighty.
was up. They didn't want to use it because they didn't think Mad Cow was gonna die there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Thor just had a self fall, so he was okay.
Another win streak.
Yeah, powers up this Dub Jump even more, but really just their team in general. Dub Jump is always looking for these sort of reaching engages. Maybe this double win Drake now will put him in the right spot.
So to finish my thought real quick, Gotch, I don't think you finished the Ruby Crystal, like the Ruby Sightstone, and your Face of the Mountain before you finish your locket in this case. You have a 12, 6, and 4 Karthus on the other team. You need to finish that locket. I don't think you can be sitting on even double AP. I mean, you have the Renai Circulation on Swain too. I don't think you forego your locket this long. The Face of the Mountain just isn't worth it.
Yeah, no, I totally
agree. That Ruby Sightstone, the extra ward or the extra 2 wards, it doesn't help. Not as much as that locket's gonna help.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have even just rushed the Ruby Sightstone here into Locket and just kept Targon's Brace or Relic Shield as it is. Because, I mean, he doesn't really need to face the Mountain Albino Joe. He's not the real carry damage that he needs to keep alive. It's really Mad Cow. But at this point of the game, I don't know if he's worth protecting.
I think you keep Albino Joe alive. I think he's been silent this game, but I think he's been solid. He's 2-3-3. He's got really good farm. He's sticking right up there with farm as almost the highest in the game. He has his Triforce and his fully completed Muramana, and he's almost done with his Blade of the Ruined King with his cooldown boots. I mean, he is fairly strong. I think if you're trying to keep anybody alive, you stick next to Joey right now.
Yeah, I mean, as the game scales on, he is gonna be the one true damage threat out of this team.
the only consistent damage there. I mean, Thor is
Yeah.
reasonably fed too, but he has enough to keep
Self-burst,
himself
yeah.
alive. Yeah, I mean, he's the hourglass and the self ult. He doesn't need, any protection from Scotch.
Game is kind of stalled out here. Both teams kind of looking for an in. A lot of towers are down on the map. Only one, or a couple, yeah, two. Basically, the tier 2, one tier 2 for each team standing.
And that's something I would credit JTLE for, is that even though they are down 8 kills, they're going tower tick for tick when it comes to towers, and that's why they're still in this game, only down, a little over 3,000 gold. At this point, with the amount of kills and towers that have been traded, you'd think it would be a lot higher for TIF.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. You got to give them credit because a lot of teams might crumble under the pressure of this, and a lot of flashes blown for Outplayed Emporium, but the one that might go down here, and it definitely will, is Scotchonaut. Doesn't get out with his life.
I don't know if it's Operation Tilt Scotch or something, but man, they're wasting a lot on, I'm not gonna say waste a lot, but they're using a lot of resources to kill Scotchonaut. Operation Tilt the Comrade is in full effect.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but a little bit before that, though, when they were posturing in mid, it looked like Dubjum, he was going through a flank through their jungle to try to start the fight, but once again, like you said earlier, it just got stuffed. Tark was there, stunned up Dubjum, and then with a really crucial Cocoon landed on the Thrifty, I believe, that pretty much stopped everything.
Yeah, and again, I think we're seeing a good part of why, we talked pregame how Graves fits into this team and how it works against this TIF team, and it's really not working at all. That's something I was afraid of, is when we were talking about it pregame, is that he's really not going to have a lot of avenue to slide around and get to the carries. This is a big, beefy front line, and you can't really walk into Thrifty. So I think we're seeing that true of this 174 scoreline that he's got going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play against a lot of top lane Graves, so I don't know how well his damage really scales into the late game. I mean, as a jungler, he is known for just really good early game ganks with a lot of burst, and if he does get snowballing, he does a lot of damage then, but then what happens with the Graves that's behind? He's short ranged, the burst is far less, so a lot of his niche as a champion is really gone.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Is this 3-item Phantom Dancer, Black Cleaver, Death Stance, is this now the spot for him? Could he take out the Madam Stripe or the Thrifty if he gets in this back line?
Unfortunately not. I don't think he's got.
I agree. He's not going to get them out.
That was my concern, and that's what I still think is true, is that he doesn't have what it takes to go and stay in the back line. He's not tanky enough.
Oh, but the fight breaks out in the jungle. Dubjum trying to lay down a heck of a bomb on the back line, channeled into a very nice Misfortune ult, and now Thor still pick up the kill onto Dubjum on the way out, and he has
Dub
him
just
dropped down.
ran into
Photobelt trying to stay alive. Ult goes down to Thrifty, but it's not going to save his life. Neither Mad Cow, so double kill for nice circulation, and a 4-for-1 for Tilted Forward.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see he can't get anything done, And I will give credit 100% to Dub right there. Knocks Ghost into the wall and then ults both of them right into a Madam's triple, completely annihilating Albino Joe. I mean, he had no chance to do anything right there. Ghost managed to repel the Madam's strip ult, but didn't help the fight any.
Yeah, and first inhib of the game taken by Tilted Forward, and now really propelling them to a very definitive lead. It's really, this game is in their hands. It's in them to try to win it for themselves. I think they can close it out right now. I'm very confident.
I want to say that TIF has to make the engage, but not even that's true anymore. When you look at this comp and you look at a Lysandra, you look at a Graves and an Elise, and you kind of think that they should be the one creating the picks, and then it's just not possible against a Karthus and a Swain. This is too much zone and double ult and the Hecarim ult. I would love to see them. Oh my god!
The Desperation Baron comes out, and it is so desperate before Joey's top lane Emporium to go down quickly. Double kill for Man Strife right now. And yeah, this looks like just a handed over Baron to tilt it forward, and most likely going to be the game off that call.
Yeah, that had desperation written all over it. I mean, I just like to see him ride the mid wave in and end it. Truthfully, I don't think there's a thing that JTLE can do to stop them at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, but let's tease the hypothetical. What does Joey's top lane Emporium really have to do to try to? I mean, it's really you just wait for the mistake, right? This is how
they have to wait.
out, so.
Yeah, they have to wait for the overextension under a tower in the base of some sort and try to get an ace and start working their way out from there. If they can stop this inhibitor from going down, maybe like 3 or 4 for 1 or 2. Maybe they can get the Elder Dragon. That's maybe a possibility of coming back.
Hello.
Your game crashed too.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Your game crashed?
Oh my god, Brom's in the base! Oh! Yeah. Mine
The
crashed
game
too.
will now exit. Huh. Yeah, alright, folks.
It said red team wins.
Wins.
The game's over. Woo! What happened?
What?
Oh. You know what might have happened? They must have ended the game, and it didn't give us our 3-minute spectate. It must have just cut the game off right there when the game ended.
Huh. Yeah, that's it. That's it, folks.
That's gotta be what happened.
Yeah.
What the hell? All right, fuck you guys. You don't get to watch the rest of the game. Game's over. Go home.
Oh man, yeah.
What the hell?
Like I said, love-hate relationship with this game. 6 years, Riot. Close to 7, probably. I'm not even sure at this point.
Kappa 1 2 3. I don't know what else to say. They just cut us off, man. It's like an alcoholic at a bar. They're just like, nope, you're done. But
all right, so yeah, Joe or Tilted Forward coming out strong with another good win from them this week.
Yeah, I mean they look solid. They found the weakness. They slayed the giant.
Mm-hmm. And this is really, I guess they learned how to crack Mad Cow. This is really the first team that's done it so far.
Yeah, I mean 2 9 and 4 for him. It speaks true to that. I mean you look at some of these scorelines, it's just really high death totals on all of the team. I mean Ghost died 8 times. Thor even died 6 times. There's just a lot. Even though they had 6 kills on Thor, it's one of those things where it's just you're trading back and forth, and it really just was in favor of TIF this time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, who do you think we should talk to?
I think we have to be noticed by Senpai. 14, 7, and 9 card this game is too good to pass up. I would really like. I mean, Madam Stripe played a really good game too. He had some really solid ults. If we're allowed to integrate 2 people, I'd say Thrifty, and if we can only do 1, I'd say Thrifty.
Yeah, let's just bring it Thrifty.
Okay, let's bring in Senpai.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Oh my god, we gotta do work too?
User joined your channel.
Hi, friends.
Hey.
Good evening.
Well, welcome Thrifty to the Cassius booth. Congrats on your win there.
Thank you.
So Karthus.
Yeah, buddy.
What? Why? Put us in the mind of Thrifty Senpai and Sham Select.
Because I knew their team was all going to want to jump all on me. And, you can jump all on me, and then I'm going to kill all of you. I mean, there's a reason why I had like half our team stuffs, because I just ran into the front line, and I would just try to get some people slowed and then make them all turn on to me, and then everyone would focus me, and I just keep everyone slowed and do a ton of damage.
Yeah. So not only a comfort pick, but also some good strategy there, warranting the pick, really. So I mean, going into this week, your team had a rough start to the season. Found your footing last week, seems to be on an upswing, and then this week, really definitively saying, yeah, we're gonna be a top team. We're gonna make a good run into the playoffs here. What does this do just for like your team confidence, morale, like finding the identity? How is the team atmosphere after this?
Team atmosphere's been really, really good. Honestly, our team atmosphere's been like really good ever since 2 days after our week 2. It was definitely that was a really big swing. We went really, really down after our second loss, and like 2 days later, we like talked as a team, kind of reevaluated what the hell we needed to do, what was going on. Look at our terrible draft from the week before and be like, "This is bad. Never do that again." And so, but yeah, no. And ever since then, like the team atmosphere has been like really, really good, and the wins have just made it better, and we're like super happy now.
So, question: Did you like have a mini heart attack when Tarek got locked in? Like when you saw that the Tarek Karthus dynamic was about to go into full swing? Because we were talking about it a little bit that Tarek ult can either be a saving grace against Karthus or it misses like it did in one of your team fights where you ult and the timings are just a little off. Was that something you were concerned about, or?
No, I've played a very, very large amount of Karthus for a very long time. And it's just by the time like Tarek rework, even though I haven't played against a ton of new Tareks, there's always been stuff where you've had to watch timing, like Zonia's timing, stuff like that.
This is nothing new to you.
No, it was just I've played against it a few more times. It's just another thing you have to worry about for timing, and I was fine with it. It's like he has a half second. Like if you wait for him to use it, it only lasts for like a second and a half. You can actually pretty much cast it like almost any time after the initial duration. The big thing is to not channel your ult while he's casting his, or preferably like after as well, because his cast time is 2.5 seconds versus your 3.
Okay. Sort of a two-part question. So going into this draft specifically against this team, you saw what Macau has done just in general so far in the season. You guys left off the Darius pick.
Yep.
Was that, you guys were sort of baiting that? Were you expecting the Darius pick, or were you very open to the Graves as well?
Well, we were very open to the Graves, but honestly, we were trying to bait the Darius pick. That was our goal.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we had a plan for it, and we were expecting to have it happen. We're like, well, we can leave it open. We can bait out his, hey, here's your champion. But he didn't take the bait.
Come and get it.
Yeah.
Cool. And then the second part is we have to give credit over to Blab. WM was bugging me. I mean, Blab really played, once again, very solid this game. I mean, just as a team, specifically going against Mad Cow, what do you expect when you're going up against Mad Cow in the top lane? The fact that you saw your teammate barely survive a bunch of all-ins in the top lane, but then even coming back and solo killing him in lane and really shutting down their true carry, like what does that do for you as a player?
We were like, Blab was freaking huge this game. Like, you've seen what Mad Cow's done the other weeks, where he's just gone off and just torn teams in half and just leave this giant opening for everyone else just to pile on through. And the fact that they didn't have that, like, was just huge for us. It made us have like a way easier time with all our decision making, and left us with just all the options in the playbook. So just awesome play out of Blab, and awesome play out of just everyone in our game, like our team. I was very happy with how everyone played.
Corrupting Pot MVP?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Corrupting Pot's good, man.
It saved his life 3 times that game. Yeah, and we were talking about how the Corrupting Pot was MVP of this game.
Dude.
Okay, now I have one last question for you. Did you go full Chubb when you saw a 0 tank lineup coming out of JTLE as Karthus?
Yes. The dream.
I was like watching them pick after, like, at the end we looked at the comps and I'm like, holy shit, dude! If he presses R, everybody dies. Like, it doesn't even matter who you are.
Like, if that game went a little longer, eventually it gets like, and it was pretty much at that point. But it's like, whenever you see that with the Karthus, it's like you feel so good because if the game ever gets to the 40-minute point, it's like, oh well, I'm gonna alt and I'm gonna take 60% plus of every single person on their team's health or a major cooldown.
Yeah.
Like, being able to have that option available just at any time, it's like, I remember one time I literally just alted like bait out Thorzonias and damage them all off so we could get on the tower, and it's just that's an option you have when they don't have a tank.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta talk about the Baron because people are gonna
Oh god,
rail me for that. I almost forgot about it. So, well, us casters, we were like, man, this is smart. You know, just burn this down. Their team's dead. They're just coming back up. I mean, what did you guys expect that Ezreal to like really change the swing of that Baron there? Or?
No, the thing was is that we also didn't realize is that I didn't realize that Dub went for a slightly more offensive build, which was fine and it was working out for it, but I didn't realize he didn't have armor yet. And this was my fault. I didn't realize that he didn't have armor. He was questioning. I was like, well, and he was like questioning. I'm like, well, no, we can totally do this. And I didn't realize he didn't have armor, so he was taking a lot of damage from it, which resulted making us have to switch the aggro around. And then the Ezreal just fucking wrecked us because we were trading aggro on Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Lissandra came in, and you guys saw it. It was
Yeah.
besides that one point,
we saw it.
that was like at that point I was like, fuck, we were playing like an extremely clean game to that point, and that was not very clean.
Yeah, when we saw you tank Baron for 3 hits and get below quarter HP, I was like, all right, someone's about to die, and then
yeah,
shit hit the fan.
Yeah. But I mean, shit happens. It seems in your mind, seems like a good play, and then some more variables pop up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it happens to the best of them. But,
we were cool as a team. But the thing was, like, as a team, it didn't tell us that we're just like, that was dumb. Okay, well, what went wrong there? Okay, let's not do that again, and let's play the rest of this game tight and wrap it up. So.
Yeah. So Sasquatch, any final questions?
I had one more question. If we have time for one more,
go for it.
What Madam Strip? What is your personal comment on Madam Strip coming into this game, going 8-2-12, looked really solid. He looked really solid last week as well. What's going on with him? He's like becoming a total performer. I mean, he's doing really good.
People forget when he plays League. Actually, he gets good. I mean, well, like every season. So for like the people who did play a lot last season, like he would like always take a break for a while, come back, play a ton, and get really good. And he actually played like 80 carry and top, and he'd always be like really solid. And then last season he came back, but he didn't play a lot, and so he just never got like back into it. And he still is like okay, but I feel like that's what some people have in their mind. And this season he's playing a lot again, so he's getting good, and it's really showing as this week and last week.
Yeah, I mean, he had some killer ults today. His positioning was good the entire game. I mean, you can see that from the 2 deaths that he has and the crud ton of kills and assists. So I really have to almost highest CS in the game. I mean, he had a hell of a performance today.
Yeah, no, dude was on point. And
all right. Well, I guess
that'll
wrap it up for this very long and intensive interview here.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit. This is like,
we had a lot of questions. It was good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. The fact that I have so many more questions, that means this is a really good game.
It was a very fun game to play.
Yeah. So
it was a more fun game to cast.
I'm sure it was a fun one to cast.
It was, in my opinion, the best match of the night. Just from a spectator standpoint. But yeah, that'll wrap it up, folks. Won't waste any of your time. Congrats to the win, Thrifty, and we will see everybody next week for the final week of the regular season. So, bye.